Hello, it's me James and welcome back to another Minecraft Bedrock Edition video. In today's video, I have got a farm that I want to share with you guys, and the farm is probably one of the most OP farms that you can build in the Minecraft Bedrock Edition at the moment. Not only is this a working iron farm, but this is a villager trading station, and all of the villagers will get AFK discounts, meaning if you set this up right, you can get every single item you want to buy for literally one emerald trade. So in essence, we've got a 1 emerald trade villager trading station and an OP iron farm in one. Now this specific design is not a finalized design. This is literally the first design I ever made of this farm. I wanted to share the concept with you, so you know, you maybe could have a go, but I am in the future going to do a tutorial on this farm, so it will be a lot better when the tutorial comes out. If you do want to see that tutorial, let me know in the comments below and I'll get it done sooner rather than later. But basically, a long story short, yeah, this thing produces iron and it gives us our AFK discounts as well. You can see right now we've got iron golems and zombies spawning. However, if I go over here to the villager trades, if I just pick this one for example, you can see that this book right here, quick charge, which I don't know if it's a good thing, but yeah, quick charge is only 1 emerald. Now if I just pick a little bit of a higher priced one, maybe this one, 21, and this is for knockback 2, and this is also gone down to 1 emerald. Now, as I already said, this is not a finalized design. As you can see, I mean, there are a few things that I could improve on. I kind of do like the center kill chamber itself. I think that's actually alright. However, I think we could get the villagers in a much better position, to be honest. Although, for what it's worth, this farm is really quite cheap for what you actually get for it. So, I ran this farm for a little while yesterday, and you can really see how much iron it busts out. Not to mention, we get the rotten flesh, and if we have the right villagers, we could actually trade this rotten flesh for emeralds. So, all in all, everything that we are getting in these chests are pretty much usable in this farm. So the minimum requirements to get a farm like this to work are as follows. Of course, you are going to need to center this farm around a zombie spawner, as you can see there. That way, we're going to get the AFK discounts, which is, of course, a really important part of this farm. Now, this specific farm that I'm showing you today will actually spawn 2 iron golems at the same time. A minimum requirement to spawn even 1 iron golem is this. To spawn 1 iron golem in this farm at a time, you're going to need at least 10 villagers. In addition to the 10 villagers to spawn 1 iron golem, you are going to need 20 beds. That is the minimum requirement to spawn 1 iron golem in an iron farm. However, I have doubled this up and I've gone ahead and added 40 beds. That means as well, I have 20 villagers present in this farm. Because I've met the requirements, that is what allows me to spawn 2 iron golems at the same time. Now, we could greatly improve this if we wanted to, but that does mean adding some more beds and some more villagers. Take that into account. If I were to add more villagers right now, it could potentially stop any iron golem spawning at all, because we would need to add some more beds. So, for example, if I want to add 10 more villagers, we're going to have to go to the bottom, like I will show you right now, and we will add 10 more beds. So, I'll grab myself some beds. I'll also grab myself some holder blocks. I mean, this white concrete would be perfect. And you're going to want to find a position where to put your beds. Now, for me, again, this is not a finalized design, but I think I found a reasonably good position. So, all you would have to do is simply bring some blocks out like this. And just bring them out again, all the way out, and kind of make yourself a doubled up platform like this. Now, this platform here will allow us to put 10 beds on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then if we destroy these ones in the middle, like so, we'll be able to add another 5 underneath. Just like that. And then, of course, you're going to want to remove the solid blocks underneath. So now what I'm going to do is add another 10 beds to the opposite side, just here. So, once again, I'm going to make that platform. I do apologize about the iron golem sound right in the middle. And now we're going to add our final 10 beds. So, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remove the bottom blocks. And then we're going to stack the beds by placing another 5 underneath like that. Once you're done, make sure you remove all the blocks because we don't want any iron golems or cats spawning on those blocks. And now we've added those beds, we are free to add even more villagers. So what I'm going to do is fill up this side so I can add 3 more. And what I'm also going to do for the video is I'm going to add a few more different villagers just to show you can have any villagers that you want. Obviously, I'm going to be using spawn eggs. You can be using a villager breeder. I have a really good one that I showcased recently. So I shall place a villager here and then place a job block like so, and he will connect. I'm going to add another 2 clerk villagers just here. And then on the other side, where I have these chambers set up, which I'll talk about in a second, I'm going to add another 7 villagers. Now remember, if you get nitwicks, these are not going to be able to be traded with, so you're probably going to want to get rid of these guys. Dude, 2 nitwicks in a row! And finally, I'm going to add 1 last clerk just here. And now we have a total of 7 villagers added. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And of course the 3 that side, which makes 10. Now, the new villagers actually won't take effect until their first day's work. So, as soon as you can hear these guys working, that's when you know you should get some iron golem spawning. Over here, I heard these guys using this. And, of course, all of these guys will be already connected. And you can see right here that we've already got 1 iron golem spawning. However, I mean, we should be able to get 3 at one time now, I believe. And as you can see, we have had 3 golems spawn at the same time. The problem with this specific farm is 3 golems can't actually fit into the kill chamber, which obviously I didn't think about before. But yeah, we had 2 in the kill chamber and we had 1 just spawn and couldn't quite fit. What I'm going to do now, just for the purpose of this video, to show you how powerful you could make this farm, I'm going to add another 10 villagers and another 20 beds. I think what would definitely help with this farm is if there was a bigger area for the golems to spawn. That is definitely something I'm going to be thinking about when I make the full tutorial. But as I said, just for the video, I'm going to add another 20 beds and I'm also going to add 10 more villagers. So let's add the platforms right about now. Oh, I went 1 extra than we needed. So there's our first 10 beds added out of the 20. Let's go and add another 10 on the opposite side. And there is our second 10 added. All we've got to do now is add the villagers. Now, of course, as I just mentioned, they're not all going to be able to fit down the kill chamber. That is also something I'm going to change on the next farm design. So, I've added yet another 10 villagers. All of these villagers will start to get AFK discounts when we get zombie villagers spawning from that spawner. Also, in theory now, we should be able to get 4 iron golems spawning at one time. So, the only way we are going to be able to see that happen is if we wait a little while, and we should be able to see 4 spawn at the same time. There's a zombie villager, so we would be getting a little bit of discounted rates right now. One thing I am almost certain of, if we had a bigger spawn area, that would definitely improve the rates of this farm. I am almost certain by this. And of course, we do need to make a bigger kill chamber so all of the iron golems can flow down in the same section. Right, so since I added the other 10 villagers and 20 beds, we have had 0 iron golem spawn. This tells me that either we've got some kind of connection issue, or maybe this platform right here isn't big enough. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure that I will figure it out. So what I'm going to do is have a little look around and see if there's anything I can do to, you know, make this work. So the first thing I tried was to make the spawn platform a little bit bigger. I'm not actually sure that is going to work because still right now we have no iron golem spawning, although they are very much still working away. So my second plan is to remove the 10 villagers that we just added, and then we're going to try and re-add them again. That does mean we're going to have to remove 20 beds as well. So let's just get rid of these guys. Alright, so I've got 2 villagers in this one, which I didn't realize before. That actually could have had an impact on it. Right, I actually didn't notice that before. Now that's actually very important. You don't want to have more villagers than beds, or you're going to have some problems. They each need their own beds. Let me go down and remove these beds once again. So we're going to remove another 20 beds. So let's remove this row right here. And also, let's remove this row right here. Another thing I think I could have improved on is putting the beds closer to the villagers rather than having one each side, meaning the villagers would have had to kind of link all the way across here. So now I'm thinking maybe we can get this spawning 3 iron golems again, and then I'm going to try one more time to get it spawning 4 iron golems. Oh yeah, I need to remove the job blocks as well. And there we go. That's 3 iron golems in the same kind of... Oh, wow. It went down the kill chamber as well. We've actually got 3 iron golems in that kill chamber, which confirms that all 60 of the villagers are connected. Now, let's try one more time to add another 20 beds. And, yeah, to see if we can get this thing working once and for all. Otherwise, I'm going to have to change up the design for the tutorial. I'm not going to change it again in this video, but I do want to try and get 4 golems to spawn at the same time. I think that'd be super, super awesome. So, first of all, let's go and add the beds again. And this time, I think we'll have a little bit of a better success rate because the beds are this side, so these villagers should be able to connect a lot easier. Alright, we've added yet another 20 beds. Now, let's go and add another 10 villagers. Okay, we now have another 10 villagers added, and I think we have still got 2 iron golems in there, which is a good sign. That's the 3rd iron golem, so that's 3 that spawned. I wonder if we're going to get another one straight away. That would be really, really good. Like, really good. So, I think it's all about connecting everything up correctly. Let's just see that, look. Dude, we've got 4 iron golems in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 4 iron golems spawn, and I didn't even notice. Look at that. So, we were actually able to get it to work. As you can see, there are 4 iron golems in there. Well, now there's 3. One's just died, but another one has spawned. So, this is actually a quad iron golem farm. 4 iron golems will spawn at the same time. All it is about is getting the connection of the villagers and the beds set up correctly. Damn, I am super, super happy with that. That is a really, really nice addition to this farm. Having 4 iron golems spawn at the same time is absolutely insane. And to be honest with you, the kill chamber kind of does fit all 4 iron golems in. But for what it's worth, I think I am still going to make it a little bit bigger. So one thing I've learned about this farm is to get it set up correctly, you're probably better off to have the beds closer to the villagers that you're trying to connect them with. That is something I'm going to take into account for the tutorial. Also, instead of having a bigger kill chamber, I think I could just go deeper by 2. That way they could all just fall into the kill chamber and we wouldn't actually have to make it bigger. The only thing I think that's worth making bigger is probably the collection water chamber. I think that would greatly benefit this farm. But as I said, whilst we was waiting for iron golems to spawn, all of these villagers right here would have been getting the discount. So for example, this bell right here was 36. It's now 1 emerald trade, as are these 2 things right here. And of course, these ones sell diamond stuff as well. So if we unlock the trades and let those go down as well, we would be sure to get some really, really cheap diamonds. We got another bell there that's gone down to 1 emerald trade. For the clerks, you've got to really unlock some of the trades to get some of the better discounts, but they do work. I prefer to use these for the XP. That's why I've added a few. So I would say just for a concept video, this has actually gone down really, really well. Again, I think I'm going to make a bigger collection system, meaning the water bit. With the trapdoors, and let me show you why I've put trapdoors, it's because basically we can get more villagers next to each other rather than having this kind of system, you know, where we have to have a full block in between. However, this way we can get them literally next to each other and in a more tight, compact area. Once again, I'm definitely going to have to improve the way, or at least where I place the beds once I'm adding the villagers and the beds. They really want to be close enough to each other so they don't disconnect. I think that's a vital part of this farm. And just a few last minute touches. Of course, I've used the tinted glass. You wouldn't need to use tinted glass. I just did that for the visual effect of the video. Not only that, I've added leaves all the way around the farm. This is, of course, is going to stop any iron golem spawning where we don't want them to. Now, I assume if you was careful enough in connecting your villagers and you had a big enough area, you could, in fact, make this bigger. And as you just seen just there was our first iron golem spawning in that corner. So that does also suggest to me having a bigger spawn platform would actually be a great improvement to this farm. For any of my villager experts out there, feel free to add a few ideas in the comment section below, because I will take them on board. I really do want to make this farm kind of perfect before I put it out. The tutorial that I'm going to put out is going to be a quad iron farm tutorial. That is what I'm going to aim to do. I think that would be the most OP thing ever. I imagine, again, you could even expand it from that, although it could probably start getting a little bit messy with the connections and stuff. But like I said, if you've got any tips for me, let me know in the comments below. I will take them on board before I do the tutorial. But yeah, this is basically the concept of the farm. We get AFK discounts from the zombie spawner, and not only that, we can get a possible 4 iron golems to spawn in this as well. Something I want to think about when I do my official tutorial on this, I want to make it as simple as possible. I don't want anyone to have any problems. I kind of want it like the simple iron farm. That thing was so easy to make. I want it to be the exact same for this. Of course, I want it to work consistently. I want everything to go smoothly. So once again, if you do have any suggestions, they will be greatly appreciated. And that, my friends, is all I've got time for today. I will catch you on the next one.